What shall we talk about today? You start.
You're looking at here, not yourself in the screen.
Okay. Thanks for reminding me. I got sunshine on a cloudy day.
Hey everyone, I'm Sarah Grace, my fiance, soon-to-be husband, Brandon. And we're going to start just coming on here talking about real life topics, real solutions. And there possibly is a podcast coming that aligns with all this. But here we're just making some videos on just things we're learning and going through. And we thought, what better than on Valentine's Day week to do something on finding fulfillment in and out of a relationship, whether you're single or in a relationship.
Most definitely. I think one of the big topics that pops up a lot today is looking into the details of how we can feel fulfilled without having a significant other. And that was something that I think God works in crazy ways to bring people together. But I think when he does bring people together, it's when you least expect it. So in our case scenario, I think both of us were very focused on our careers at that point in time. And that was probably the least focused in my life I've ever been on finding anyone else. It was the lowest on my priority scale.
And I have to say, it was not always like that for me. Right out of college, a lot of my friends were in serious relationships or getting engaged, and I was totally obsessed with finding somebody. And it wasn't until I started really shifting. And, you know, you hear that use the season of singleness for good and that it's a good season, but it's so much harder than just listening to that. And I think that when it was really that I let go of needing to find somebody and started just chasing after my own passions and my business endeavors and everything like that, that all of a sudden, like, yes, I'm a typical girl. I would have loved to find somebody no matter what season I was in, but I wasn't focused on that. And I think that that's when, you know, I went on a date with him just because I was literally a hermit crab, so focused on my business and my own passions. My roommates told me to get out of the house. And here we are.
The hermit crab part hasn't changed much. She still loves to be at home.
Well.
But I mean, I think on my side of things too, it was the exact same situation. I had just moved down here to Florida. My whole career was my fixation. Like, that's all I cared about really at that point in my life. It was day in, day out, long work days. I'd go in the morning at 6:30, 7 in the morning, and I'd leave at 7:30 at night. And that was my daily grind every single day. And I was trying to grow a business. And when I least expected it, God brought her into my life. And I think that's one thing that's really difficult, especially in that time of singleness for some people, is you really have to kind of step away from the mentality of, I need to find someone.
But, like, let's go to some, like, practical steps. Like,
yes.
That's such a good soundbite. Like, find happiness in who you are and by yourself. But, like, how do we actually do that?
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing is focus on growing yourself before growing someone else.
Yeah.
Until you are ready personally to be confident in yourself and be happy waking up every day, not having a significant other next to you, I don't think it's possible to really truly be happy when you do find that significant other, because you don't want to rely on them for your happiness. You want your happiness to be from within yourself.
So I think, so going off of that, the way that I really kind of conquered that was, number one, I took a 6-month dating hiatus fast. Of even if somebody came into my life right now, I am not going on any single dates with anybody. And that just alone helped my mentality switch from, for every room like I walk into, is that person, is my future husband in this room, or is he underneath this rock? Where is he, God? It's switching my mentality to just focusing on me, because I knew that dating someone wasn't a possibility. And then, you know, after the 6 months ended, I thought, oh, God's going to bless me. Someone's going to come into my life. But right after that 6 months, no, it wasn't until another 1.5 years down the road. But it really did help me shift that mindset. So I think whether it's doing something like that or just really trying to shift your focus in some way, shape, or form really helped me personally. And then also finding something that you're passionate about. Mm-hmm. A lot of times our careers aren't, you know, my career does align with what I'm passionate about, but a lot of times it's not. And so outside of maybe your 9 to 5, what is something that you can be focusing on or putting your energy and passion and really making you wake up excited about life outside of just thinking that when I meet that person, because I was stuck in that mindset for such a long time. And I can tell you that now that I've met my person, there's still a lot of days that I don't wake up feeling so great. And so that is not the solution, if I'm being honest. But I think that goes into, like, that is really the key in surrounding yourself with friends and using this as a time, like your singleness, as a time to hang out with a lot of friends and a lot of, like, girlfriends or guy friends, because when you are in a seriously dating or now engaged season, you spend a lot of time with each other. Mm-hmm. And I think I wish I would have soaked in more of that girl time when I was single. And so I think that's one thing. And then going into even being in relationships and finding fulfillment, I think, again, it doesn't come to finding fulfillment in him for me. Mm-hmm. I have to find fulfillment in God, and I have to find fulfillment in the things that I'm doing and come into our relationship and into the times that we do spend together full. Because if I come in empty and, like, needy and saying, fill me, mm-hmm. and, like, make me happy, that's not gonna end well.
Yeah. You have to be self-sustaining. You need to be confident in yourself and grow that confidence while you are in that stage of singleness. I think you touched on something really great a little bit before with focusing that time when you're single on building your relationships with your friends, growing close to them, growing your relationship with Christ. That is a time frame where you really can commit 100% of yourself to those other people or to God. And I think that's when you grow the most. So when you do find that other person, you're not relying on them to help you find God or to help you make relationships with others. You've already built those. You know how to do it. You know how to sustain those and continue those throughout, even when you do have a significant other that's there with you. Instead of a reliance on someone else when you find them, it becomes an addition to what you already have. And it just makes it that much better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think it was amazing how we both were chasing our own things, because it really helped us not come to the relationship of, needing each other for happiness because we had already found, like, our own individual passions. I think one thing that we did struggle through, and just something that can help with finding fulfillment in relationships and inside or out, is really knocking down those expectations you might have going into a relationship. Usually it's not the actual situation that is creating issues for us, but the expectations in our head created by fake social media or movies or anything about how things should go, or just how us women think about in our minds and like make up all these things about, he's going to do this or he's going to do this and it's going to go like this, and then it doesn't go like that, and then you're, like, totally let down and bummed, or maybe that's just me, I don't know.
Well, it doesn't all have to be this picturesque perfect fairy tale. It can be, and I think
he's a Disney fairy tale kind of guy.
I do believe that if you do things the right way and you trust that the Lord will put the right people in your life at the right time, it does feel very, I would describe it as, like, magical when you meet that person. But I think the key is being able to wait for that time frame and really realizing that it doesn't have to be that way. Perfection doesn't, it's not necessary for things to really succeed and be exactly what you want them to be in the long run. Relationships aren't perfect. I'll tell you that firsthand. Like, the dating phase for us was a little up and down, but pretty positive. Engagement is definitely a little more difficult.
We'll have a whole new video on that one.
Yeah, the engagement phase is definitely tough because you know that you're going to be with someone the rest of your life, yet you can't fully be with that person until you marry them. So that's a whole nother topic for debate. But
yeah. Anyways, getting back to really finding fulfillment in and out of relationships. Really breaking down those expectations you might be coming into a relationship with has been a huge one for me, at least. I don't know, I feel like just, like, really learning how to meet in the middle in relationships in our differences. Like, we have a lot of similarities on things that really matter, but then we have a lot of differences as well that balance each other out. But
yeah.
being able to meet in the middle, like he mentioned earlier. I'm a hermit crab. So.
Well, and in this time of singleness for some people, I think one of the most important things too is broaden your horizon and be open-minded. Talk to other people that are outside your stance on everything in life. Someday that's going to allow you to reach and understand more people, as well as your spouse may come from a different background, not necessarily religiously, but with some of their beliefs in life, whether it be on finances or who's doing chores or things around the house, or who's doing daily tasks. Like, things along those lines can be very different from different backgrounds. And I think being open-minded and seeing a lot of different stances beforehand is very helpful.
Yeah, I think that in this season of singleness, the biggest thing that helped me was to chase my own passions and then really just immerse myself in so many different things that I knew I wouldn't have the time and energy to invest in when I was in a relationship. I got very involved with my church at the time. I got very involved in like a lot of different community things, in the gym and so many different things, and was dedicating all of my time and efforts to all of this, and even like say my business, growing my business and working till wee hours of the night. Things that sometimes I still do.
I was going to say, what's changed?
But hey, you know I've been better. Anyways, I think I've been a lot better about
You've improved.
shutting off. He just doesn't know pre-relationship Sarah Grace, which was waking up at 5 a.m. and working until 1 a.m. Compared to that, I'm a lot better. Do you have anything else to add?
I mean, I just think the biggest things are chasing your dreams and passions before really worrying about finding someone else.
And like using this time, especially as a woman, to become the person that you want in a future husband and what he deserves. I think becoming that Proverbs, becoming that Proverbs 21 woman, even when you're single, so that when you do find that person, you are the person that he wants as well. That, and then really waiting until the person that you know is right for you and that aligns with all your core values. And I guess just like waiting until the one that God has for your path versus settling. I think I see that so often, and it's so sad and breaks my heart to see, because just believe that there's someone so amazing out there for you, and know that no matter if you're in a relationship or not, like there's someone so special for you planned out. And don't settle for someone that doesn't align with your core values, that you already have second guesses about, that the people closest to you have second guesses about. Listen to your intuition, but also listen to the people that love you.
Most definitely. Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things too, is don't be so fixated on finding someone else that you don't find the person that's waiting for you. And I think it takes a lot of patience, and it's hard. It's a hard time frame. But I think the longer you wait, the better the outcome and the better the reward will be. So. Yeah. So for Valentine's, I have a permanent Valentine now. Never had that before.
This is our first permanent Valentine's Day.
Yeah. What are we going to do?
I don't know.
How many days do we have to plan? Couple?
You better get his act together, huh?
It'll be ready.
Sing me a song right here, right now.
Sing us a song. Oh, I know a classic. What if we boom? Ba-da-da-da-da, boom. I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. I guess you say Happy Valentine's Day, my girl. Talking about my girl. Ooh.
He gets points for that one.
I
just put him on the spot, but that was good, honey.
Thanks.
Until next time, let us know in the comments below what you want to hear about. What are some things you want us to chat about, share about, personally speaking, any area of life. We're just here to share our own journey and what we're coming across to become our best in every single area of life there is. Come say hey to us on Instagram, Fresh Fit and Healthy for me, and Brandon Meck for him. See you guys soon.